Hello, this is F.A.T.H.E.R.S. We are live. We're going to listen to a little music until 6 o'clock. My guest is with me today, Detrick. Welcome. We're going to listen to some Boys to Men just for the next few minutes until people sign on. It's 2 minutes to 6. Tony Horker has joined me. Really? Me and I went to school together. Beverly Harper has joined. Donald Walton, thank you. So listen to some music for another minute or so. You are helping men, boys become boys to men. Wisdom helps us understand. Change boys to men. Thank you guys for joining. We got about another minute. We got lights already. Yeah. I'm gonna share it on your page. Unless you've already done it. My question. We got another minute or so, you guys, to listen to the song. I'll share this on my page. All righty. The song is over. It is 6 o'clock. This is Amber with the You Are My Sister Talk Show, and my guest today, Detrick Saulter. Binghamton brother, I'm so proud of you. I'm going to take 1 second and share this on different pages that we're on. I'm sure to your page and to the Binghamton page and my page, okay? Okay. So hold on 1 minute, you guys. We're going to let other people sign on here, and I'm going to share this live feed on all the pages. I'm asking you, if you are watching today, to please share this conversation and this feed on your page. I need your support. This show is blowing up. I have so many people lined up to be on the show. It's ridiculous. I'm so thankful and so blessed today. So I'm going to share this on your page. Detrick. Okay. I'm going to share to my talk show page. And then we'll get this conversation started. Let's share the group. And your people can see it now, and they can share it on their pages too. They'll be able to. I'm asking you guys to please share the page. That's the least you can do for us today. This is Amber with the You Are My Sister Talk Show. We are going to go ahead and get started. It's 6:01. We're talking today about a very serious topic, and that topic is about fatherhood. And I have someone here who is from Binghamton who I just met today, just a minute ago, that one of my guests, Warren Williams, told me that I should interview him, that he has started an organization called Fathers. So welcome, Detrick Saulter. Welcome again. Thank you so much for joining us today. Fatherhood, oh my God, is at the root, in my opinion, of today's social, criminal, political. It is the root cause of so much that's going on in the world today by our young men and women too, because the lack thereof of fathers.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, ma'am. 100%.
Yes, fathers have been, by society and some standards, in my opinion, the purpose of fathers is like our society has rejected men, have put them in positions where they don't know how to be fathers. They weren't taught fathers, did not have fathers, don't know the importance of a father and the job that a father is supposed to do.
Right. That's right.
And you cannot be something that you have not been taught to be.
That's right.
Is that not the truth?
That's right. 100% correct.
So it is very important. Fathers are very important. I've been blessed to have my father and know what a father is, and to know that just because you didn't give birth to a child doesn't mean you can't father him.
That's right.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about you. I know you're looking back at your wife over there. I know that meant something. I don't know what that meant, but just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you come from, and how you got started.
Yeah, my name is again Detrick Saulter. Again, I'm from the Binghamton community.
Yeah.
Graduated from East, went to Leicester.
Gosh.
Graduated from East, played basketball at the community center all my
Leicester
life.
Community Center, yes.
Yeah, I played basketball for East also.
What year did you graduate from East?
I graduated in '94.
Okay.
And so a little bit about me. Like I said, I graduated in '94. I played basketball. I grew up in Red Oaks.
In Red Oaks, okay.
Yeah,
and your mom is Wanda?
Yeah, my mom's name is Wanda Saulter.
Okay, she graduated with us, for those who graduated from East in 78, 79, 80.
Yeah, she and I grew up kind of, like pretty much all of us without a father.
Yes.
And during that time, me and the core group of my friends that all grew up in apartments together.
Yeah.
We just kind of formed a bond, and we was like each other, brother, cousin, father, and friend.
And all of you guys probably did not have your fathers.
None of us had our fathers.
Because in order to live in the new apartments, is what we used to call Red Oak, in any project, I hate that word, but one of the guidelines is that a mother can get into it if the father is not present. Right.
I think that came about in the 60s.
It did. It actually did. And so I don't think even if society or the government knew, or maybe they did, what that long-term effect of fathers not in the homes was going to have on a society or generations and generations of children.
It's been
devastating in our whole society. It is.
It's more devastating than the drug.
It is. Oh, you just said it one more time. The absence of fathers is more devastating than drugs.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Because when you think about it, there's a lot of fathers that's not on drugs, but they're not involved in their kids.
That's exactly.
So what's the excuse for this?
That's true. And so what I learned from Warren when he was on, which he affirmed for me, because I kind of knew this, but to hear it come from a man, he said that, Warren said on the show that he had a son when he was 18 or 19. And he didn't grow up with his father, so he had no clue what it meant and what it was to be a father. He had no, he didn't get it.
Oh man, he sounded like me.
And that he blamed his own father until he was 36 years old for all the things and bad choices that he had made in his life. And something told him, "You're 36-year-old now, bro. You got to stop blaming your dad." Right. But that influence is what it is, and that authority that fathers should bring to the table. Now, some kids have fathers in the home, and it still doesn't mean that he's present. It doesn't mean that he's active or he's accountable in their lives. He's just there.
Right.
So what made you start the organization? He started an organization that I posted it on my page today. The acronym is Fathers. And tell us what that acronym is.
The acronym is focusing attention towards helping enrich relationships spiritually.
Yes.
And I came
Fathers.
I came up with the organization actually when I was incarcerated.
Okay.
I did 5 years in federal prison for drugs. Mm-hmm. And
for selling drugs or using drugs? Okay, so you was what kind of drugs were you selling? Let's tell the truth.
Pills, weed, cocaine, everything.
Okay. So you got involved at a young age? Selling drugs, or how?
I was actually when I first left high school, I went to trade school and learned how to fix computers. Okay. And I started working fixing computers and stuff, and being around the neighborhood a lot still. Yeah. I still was hanging around a lot of the older guys I used to hang with.
The OGs.
Yeah. And they kind of seeing them make easy money influenced me to go their route.
Okay. Quick, easy, fast money.
Yeah. And again, if I had
on Friday.
And again, if I had a father figure, they probably could have told me a different route or showed me a different route. So that's kind of where I veered off at. Like I started hanging around the guys, back around the guys in the neighborhood, doing a little music and stuff like that. and got into the drugs and got caught up in it.
Okay.
And I ended up doing 5 years in federal prison.
Wow.
And during that time,
what was your charge?
Distribution of cocaine.
Okay.
And
so you were selling rocks?
No, powder cocaine.
Okay.
A lot of powder cocaine.
Okay, so that they could make the rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So during the midst of that time I was incarcerated, one of my best friends that grew up with me that was in our little clique, Desmond Merriweather.
I know Des. I know probably his daddy, probably.
Yeah. We was he had just started coaching in Leicester right before I went to prison. And I was kind of helping him out a little bit. And
you was helping him coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When I got in, he got sick. He had cancer, colon cancer.
Okay. Desmond did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they told me he had like 6 hours or something to live, something like that. And he wrote. Well, actually, one of our other friends wrote me and told me that he wanted to get in touch with me.
He wrote you because you were incarcerated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He told me Desmond wanted to talk to me.
Okay.
And when I called him and talked to him, he asked me what I was gonna do. It's like, what my situation is. I got the kids, and I did what I did with the kids. So what you gonna do when you get home?
When you get out, okay.
So I said, well, from how we grew up, we didn't have our father.
Okay.
I'm gonna start an organization where I can get the fathers to be involved with their kids, so they don't have to go down the same roads and make the same mistakes that we made. And
so it was in prison that you got the idea. And the acronym and the whole, while you were sitting still, I want to focus in on that because Warren and I talked about this too, where sometimes when you are locked up for a lot of people, a lot of men in particular, that it is when you are still and no choices and your freedom has been taken from you that you can hear the clarity of God's words in your life.
Yeah. I always say that was
it's a blessing in the
skies. It was the worst whooping and the biggest blessing I ever
had. Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
It's just it was that.
So it served a purpose for you. It was being still because that's what you have to do in prison. It gives you time to go be introspective and think about all the things that you've done while you're here. And what it's going to take to keep you out if you get out, and it's life changing if you use it for that.
Right. You know. And I did.
So what year were you incarcerated?
2009 to 2014.
Wow. Okay. So was that did you get the first time getting caught and you went to jail, or you've been to jail several times?
No, that was the first time.
Okay.
First time I got been charged.
So for a first offense, you got 5 years.
I actually got 7 years, and the laws kind of changed, and they gave me like 18 months off my sentence, so it ended up being like 60 months.
Okay.
So that was the turning point in my life.
Yes. So that's a turning point, but it's like a revelation. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say hi to some people here as we continue this conversation who joined. Like I said, Tony F.A.T.H.E.R.S has joined. Thank you, Tony. You said he's your sister's father. And Beverly Harper. Donald Walton, thank you. Cynthia Freeman Vaughn, thank you for all your support. That's one of my greatest supports people right there, sister. R. Nikki J, thank you. Cassandra Moore, Ace MC, Mildred Richard Edwards, thank you. Brenda Johnson, thank you. Shaquita and Trisha and Pamela, my sister. Tasheer, Shanta Elliott, thank you guys so much for joining us today. And Demetrius Douglas and Cynthia says hi. She says Cynthia is on board. Vanessa Barton from Binghamton just joined us. We are talking about a very serious conversation today. For those of you that just joined, I'm asking everyone who's watching right now to take one moment and just share this video on your page. That's all I'm asking each week, is just to share and tell people about it so we can get more viewers. We're talking about very serious conversations each week here as I interview people. But this is Detrick Saulter, and he's talking about fatherhood. So growing up without your father, how many children, brothers and sisters, do you have?
I got 2 sisters and 1 brother.
Okay. So did you not have any positive male influences in your life growing up?
I had a lot of them.
Okay.
My uncles,
okay,
they was all, my uncle like 6 years older than me, so he was kind of like a big brother.
Yeah.
And my mom had me when she was 15, so my grandma was actually more of a mother. But
that's normal.
Yeah, and like the male, like Warren.
Yeah.
Warren was a big influence, and I seen him. He was boxing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he kind of opened the door up for us to, think that we could do something better than being inside the community in Red Oak or whatever. though.
Yes.
So he was like one of the first people. He and Derek Crawford, they were two of the first people that showed us the way out.
Okay. Yeah, I know Derek.
Athletics and stuff like this.
Yeah, because Derek went to NFL.
Yeah. And Derek used to play basketball and stuff. So in the apartments we had like 2 basketball courts. So that was a big thing in Red Oaks when I was little, is playing basketball. So that's how we got into the game, and that's all the influence I had came from the basketball.
Okay. So you did have positive influences. Because I do believe that it takes a village. That African proverb is the truth. It takes a village to raise children today.
One thing I gotta say is, like when I was 11, I was almost about to get in trouble this day. My little crew, we was going around stealing.
Stealing cars, breaking the houses?
No,
what you mean stealing?
Going in the store, stealing.
Shoplifting?
Yeah, shoplifting. Candy bars and stuff like that. And a white guy pulled up on us. We thought we was in trouble. And he was like, y'all want to play basketball? I was like, yeah, we want to play. And it ended up being one of my mentors. His name is Sam Gentry.
Okay.
He got a program. He had a program called Outreach to Youth.
Okay.
And he came into the community and kind of took us on his way.
He was a white guy?
White guy.
Came into Binghamton.
He was at an Open Door Bible Church over on North Parkway.
Okay.
And I actually started going to church with him.
Okay.
And he started to influence the way I was thinking about being around the guys, stealing and all that. I started going to church with him. And it kind of changed the way I was thinking then.
Yeah.
And I kind of, when I grew up, I got caught back up in it. But
that's okay.
it was a lot
So seeds had been planted in your life.
Yeah.
Positive seeds had been planted in your life, even though you didn't have your father. And what I say about those seeds are, when seeds have been planted in your life, they don't blossom right away. Because no seeds in life grow overnight. But those positive seeds have been planted in your childhood from various people. So you knew right from wrong.
Oh, yeah. Like Walter Casey.
Yes. I'm hoping to interview him soon.
Since I was about 7, 8 years old, he always been a big part of my life.
He's the most positive man in Binghamton as far as giving back to the community over 30 years now.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right. Walter Casey.
We actually did a Stop the Violence thing in Luster Park. Okay. And we honored Mr. Casey and Janita for being patriarchs and matriarchs of the community. So when did you guys do that? When was that?
This year?
Yeah, it was this year.
Okay. So you got this idea. I want to say hi to some more people who has joined. Sandra Harris has joined. Lorenzo King. Zoe Richardson says, respect the crown. You know him?
That's the first Father of the Year, right?
Father of the Year, okay. I was hoping you would bring one of them with you tonight, but that's okay. Cindy Dorsch has joined. My sister, Michelle James, Robert Jameson, all the way out in LA. He has joined. Bobby Johnson says, real fathers matter. Ooh, I like that. That's
my
the truth.
father of the month for this month.
Okay, Bobby Jameson. Okay.
Bobby Johnson.
Johnson, okay. And Robert Jameson says, salute to you, brother. Keep up the good work. Inspire Memphis. Take back your community. He's from Memphis as well.
Yes, I appreciate that, bro.
Look at the love that's floating across the screen here today. Because fatherhood, my son, he grew up without his father. So let me ask you a question. And honestly, it affected him to a degree. But at the time he was growing up, his dad didn't have anything positive to offer. So I was glad that he stayed away. So let me ask you a question. If a father does not have anything positive in his life and he's out there doing whatever it is he's doing, should he be in his son's life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at the love.
Regardless of whatever you're doing, your presence in your child's life, it overpowers all of it.
You think so?
Yeah, because once you get in the presence of your child, all that go out the window.
It should.
Yeah, it should.
But if it doesn't,
and in the times when, from my perspective,
I want your honest opinion. Yes.
This is what happened with me when I started running around in the streets again.
Yeah.
I removed myself from my daughter's life because I knew what I was doing.
Okay.
And plus, my daughter's mom is a police officer.
Okay. So. She a police officer while you was doing it.
So I kind of had to remove. I didn't have to, but I did because I didn't want my daughter to see that side of the world.
Oh yeah, I know.
That side of society. So, and I still think it was a mistake because I should have been in her life at that time and letting her see what I was going through.
Okay, so you lived an invisible life to her to some degree. So you hid a part of who you really were. It was ordered, I'm sure, to protect her as well.
Right. In my mind, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So when you went to jail and you were in prison, were you incarcerated here locally, or did they send you somewhere else for 5 years?
I stayed in Mason for 1 year.
Okay.
I stayed in Kentucky for 2 years, Manchester, Kentucky. Then I stayed in Yazoo, Mississippi for 2 years.
Okay. Now, what did that do to you? Because in our initial conversation last week, you told me that part of what longed and bothered you while you was in prison was that you missed your daughter.
Yeah.
That influenced you to come out and do something different.
That was the motivating thing that made me come up with the organization. Because when he asked me that, I went back in my cell and I was thinking.
So Detrick, what's his name? Desmond. He asked you, "What are you going to do with your life?"
Right.
And so.
He asked me what I was going to do to change the community, not what I was going to do.
Okay.
Yeah, because when we was growing up, our lives was always focused on what we was going to do to help the community. It wasn't never about us because we knew our situation.
Okay. So even when you were out there selling drugs and doing whatever it was you were doing, you still had that in your mind, you want to do something better for the community. I was selling drugs to change the community. In my mind, I'm doing this so I can help guys that don't have, because we didn't have. Okay.
So we was trying.
So you was actually taking the drug money and trying to do something with it positive.
I was still.
You flipping it for a reason.
I was still doing the same thing I'm doing right now.
Okay.
But I was just doing it with the wrong way.
Okay.
I still help people.
So you were born with a good heart.
Oh yeah.
And we all are.
And I always live like that. Like if all my friends, if they on here, if they listening, they could get on and tell you that everything about me is about helping other people. You know,
that's purpose.
It's not about me.
It's not about. You know, I tell you, to meet someone who's so young. How old are you guys?
41.
41. To meet someone who, because I'm in tears again, y'all, from him just saying what he said. To meet a young man who has taken the horse, what they say, by the collar, and meeting the nitty gritty of the problems in our community head on, face on, without any help and without trying to, using whatever God has given him to teach men how to be responsible fathers. Because in order to be a responsible father, you got to first learn to be a responsible man, right? Exactly. In order to be a responsible man, you got to learn how to be a man. So that's, go ahead.
That's the first problem.
Yeah, go ahead. I would agree with you. What's
the
first problem?
We don't know how to be men.
Say it one more time.
We don't know how to be men.
Say it again.
We was never taught how to be men. Like
I
always take responsibility for my actions too, but I always like to say that the guys that came before me failed us. So now we fell in the line after us.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah, so somebody got to stop.
Oh my God, you just said it. So
I mean, what other purpose should I have to be here if I know this and I'm not doing nothing to stop it? I gotta stop it. I know what it's doing to the community.
Yes, it is.
When I was in there, all the guys that I used to teach a spiritual development class in prison.
A spiritual development?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And all the guys that I taught in there had the same issue, no father.
No father.
And when I started to teach in the class, I was reading the Bible and they asked Jesus how to pray. And Jesus said, you pray like this, Our Father. So if we made in the image of him, we supposed to do what he do. How we not taking care of everybody, not just our kids, because when I studied African history, it ain't a such thing as cousin. Everybody, brother, sister. So that's family.
Yes.
All us family. So
we're all family. At the end of the day, we are all family. And it takes a village. That is an African proverb.
I was born a man.
Yes.
So I got certain responsibilities to my people.
Yes.
I'm supposed to act like a father.
Yes.
I don't supposed to be acting.
Not just a father to your children, but a father to the community.
To the community.
To the family.
Yeah.
To your immediate family and to the community, your family. Fatherhood reaches deep.
When I was a child, I thought like a child. When I became a man, I put childish things away.
Okay.
But I wasn't a man, so I was still doing childish things.
Oh, say that one more time. If you're not a man, you're still doing childish things.
That's
you can't call yourself a man.
That's right.
I love that. But you can't be what you don't know. We can't. It is a learned behavior, fatherhood. And see, the thing that I knew and learned a long time ago, and I want you guys to really think about this, because they say that the average man and woman, a woman is 10 years mature than a man her own age. Now, this is why. When kids are born, a girl child, from the time she can walk and talk, is given responsibilities with toys, dolls, to teach her how to nurture and take care of them. We buy them kitchenette sets. We buy them Easy Baker ovens. We buy them brooms, and you know what I mean? We buy them all the things to make them understand how to take care of a household and a child at the age of 2. Starting at the age of 2. A boy who's walking at the age of 2, we buy him guns, we buy him violent things and toys and, video games. And there's nothing in his childhood that has prepared him to be responsible.
That's right. That's right.
So then he gets to be 18, 19 years old, and and the young girl, she knows how to cook by now. She knows how to take out the garbage. She knows how to run a household, wash clothes, sort clothes, and you guys don't know anything.
That's right.
So at 18, you're still a boy. And so you take that boyhood out of your mama's house into somebody else's house, because you haven't been taught we give you nothing to prepare you for manhood. While this child, this 2-year-old, the same age, has been preparing for womanhood from the time she can walk and talk.
That's right, exactly. And another thing is, even to the parents that do a good job with their boys, when you do that and they come outside around other kids who don't have it that you're giving them in the house, that kid gonna be more influenced by who he's hanging around than what you teach him.
Oh yeah.
So the other parents, that's why I say it's our fault. The other parents should be teaching their children the same thing.
Say it.
So when they come out, they can be on the same accord and we can move forward. That's what the other races do.
Yes. And you're telling the truth, because as a single parent myself, and everybody who knows me when I was raising my son can attest to this. I knew that I was a single parent. It was not an excuse. It was just a fact. And I knew that I had to raise a responsible man, and specifically a responsible Black man. And I took the job seriously. So like a 2-year-old girl, I gave him responsibilities from the time he could walk and talk. By the time he was in the 4th or 5th grade, he could cook dinner, change a tire, change the oil. You understand what I'm saying? And I never had those problems, because I told him, and I still tell him to this day, he's 34 years old, the streets don't run through my house.
That's right.
So don't bring them in here.
Don't bring them in here.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm the law in your life. What I say, go. And I just had to be real. And if people said I was too strict and gave him too many responsibilities, but I knew that I was raising a man one day. And I knew that I wanted to raise somebody where some young lady would come back to me and want to send me some flowers one day. Because, most of the men that I met, I want to take his mom and beat him up. Your mama messed you up, son. But it is important to us today, because what is happening today, and Warren, I keep going back to Warren's interview, because his interview was one of the best interviews that I had. He said so many profound things. He said that it is our generation that dropped the ball. Your mother's generation before us, because up until our parents, they were teaching us responsibility. We didn't have all the things given to us like the generation is today.
Right.
Kids got everything today. And if there's one fact that holds true, if you spoil a child, you mess his life up forever. If you give that child everything, girl or boy, if you give them every toy, every Air Jordan tennis shoes, all the games, and let him or her have her way for 18 years, you got a problem on your hands. And it ain't nobody's fault but yours as a parent. I don't care if you're a single parent or you're a 2-parent home, you have got to learn to give your children responsibilities at the youngest age. Right. You got to teach them accountability for the things that they do.
That's right.
Because we can't blame all this crime and all this killings on the government. We can't blame it on Caucasian Americans. We cannot blame it on this. It is parents' fault today.
Yeah.
When little Johnny out there robbing, stealing, and killing because he wants some tennis shoes because you didn't pay your light bill to get him a $200 pair of Jordans. Now,
so they set the stage. They set the
stage for it. Yes. Yeah. When he joining gangs and all this kind of stuff, it is your fault, mama. Because you kept a revolving door of men in and out of your life, and that's what he saw growing up. It's about ownership as mothers as well as fathers. Right. You know, just because there's an absentee father, mama got to step up and put your big girl panties on and say, I got to raise these kids.
And you know, if we're going to be honest.
Yes, we're going to be honest. That's what we're going to do today.
Man, this whole thing started with the black woman.
What you say? What you mean? Just say it. Look at the love.
The whole thing started with black women.
Black women. What about so it? What whole thing started with us?
All this, life.
Life?
Yeah, life. The queen of the earth is the black woman.
Ooh, say it one more time.
Yeah, the queen of the earth is the
black woman.
So the queen of the earth, the mother of the earth,
yes,
she already know all of it.
Yes.
So our problem is men, we downplay the importance of the woman in our life or around us. I think
say it one more time. As
black men especially, we downplay the importance of the women in our life.
Okay. The mother and the woman.
Yeah, especially well.
What you saying?
Especially the woman, because when you leave your mother,
okay,
you're supposed to go and get you a woman, right?
Okay.
And the woman that you get, she is going to be a reflection of your mother, however you want to put it or look at it.
By nature, that's the truth.
Yeah. So you treat your wife or your significant other like you treat your mother.
Yeah.
But we don't do that.
We don't do that. I said that to several men. Would you want any man to treat your mama the way you treat him? You know what I'm saying? Or your daughter.
And it's all learned behavior.
It's learned behavior.
Because if I go out there and I'm cussing out my wife and other kids that look up to me hear that, they gonna do the same thing.
That's the truth.
So, but if I go out there and tell them that my wife is a queen, I love my wife.
Yes.
Every time you see me, you're gonna see my wife.
Yes.
If I show that all the time,
yes,
and people that look up to me, they gonna mimic that.
Yes.
They gonna take pride in the black woman.
Yes.
And if you do that, that changes society by itself.
It does. It does.
White. I ain't talking about white people, but they call their wives trophies.
Who? And black men, when they get one, they do too.
What's that?
You know, they think they got a white woman, they got a trophy now. Come on now.
And that's sad because you don't even know the history of your own people.
That's
how you gonna put somebody else above the black woman?
Yes. I'm so glad to hear black men say that, because there's so many social ills facing us as black women. Just in the whole being able to meet and marry and fall in love and be loved by black men, which is a whole nother conversation I got coming up later on in my season 2 of the You Are My Sister Talk Show. But what you're saying is powerful, because we don't understand, men don't understand their power. And what men don't get is that life itself, the principles, the spiritual principles of karma, if you will, or reciprocity, if you will, is what you do to women, men. What you do to women is what's going to be done to your daughters. The way you treat a woman or women in your life, and you have a daughter, some man is going to do the exact same thing to her the way you've been treating women. If you have sons, those sons, whether you were in their lives or not, are going to treat women just like you treated his mama. It is called reciprocity. No one is exempt from it.
Exactly.
No one is exempt from it.
So what I'm doing.
So if you treat women like queens, like you said, the queens that we are, and the kings that you should be.
Right. Like when I came back home, my whole thing was, whenever I encounter a black woman, she a queen. Automatically. I don't care if she on drugs, I don't care. She a queen, she need to know that.
She needs to know that.
And then
that means she can teach her to hold her head up, to be proud of who you are.
And the minute,
come on now, I'm about to say preach, but preach.
The minute that our women understand who they are, the men gonna act different.
That's the truth.
Because when women have respect for themselves, the men have to respect them.
Yes.
When you don't have respect for yourself, then the men don't respect you. Yes. So we fall because our women not.
Yes.
We gotta uplift our women in order for us to go. Every king in Africa was appointed the king by his mother.
What you say?
Not the father. His mother did it. So you gotta understand. My organization is about uplifting black women. It's called fathers, but it's about uplifting black women because they're the one who pull us up.
Thank you. And it is a woman's womb that gave you life.
Exactly.
Come on now, we are closer to God than any other creatures, the female species, because we bring forth life. Our wombs have been poisoned, and they're supposed to be sacred.
And if just that principle alone, if we follow just that principle, that the woman bring forth life, and you treat the person that you say you love God, but you ain't loving the woman.
Yes,
and
you don't love God.
For, come on now, that don't even make sense. So,
that is true.
The minute I started treating women like queens, the minute my life changed.
Yes. Now, what I loved about Detrick, you guys, when I talked to him last week, we just set this up for last week. I just met him today officially, but I asked him to send me a picture for the promo. And what I loved his response, you guys, he said, every picture I got my wife on it. And he said it with such love and such pride that I was like, okay, God, I'm about to interview a real black man.
I appreciate that.
Not a black man that's perfect.
No.
We're not talking about perfection. We're talking about a real black man who has made his mistakes and learned to salute and honor his black queen, his woman. And
my mom, you know, my mom, like I said,
your mama's on here too. Wanda Saulter, hi Wanda, I know I went to school with you. She said, salute to my son. Hello. I salute my son too, Wanda.
And it's because of her act too. Yes. You know, she had me when she was 15.
Yes.
And coming from my neighborhood and how things were, that was a problem. Teenage pregnancy is still a problem.
It's still a problem.
And, you know, I can't really blame my mom because she didn't know. Yep. She was 15.
Yep.
And my dad didn't know.
Do you know your dad now?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a relationship with him?
Yep. Good. I go and talk to him and kick it with him.
Who's your dad?
His name William Green.
Okay.
But he's not from Binghamton.
Okay. I was wondering if I knew him. Okay.
Yeah, out of all that time, we had kind of lost contact. But when I came home, they found me and he was in the hospital. Okay. And since that day that they found me and him had a real good relationship.
Okay. And so did you have to, in your deep down in your heart, did you hold any type of grudges or angst or something against him for not being there as a child?
I did. I held a grudge against my mom and my dad.
Okay. So in your life somewhere to be who you are, you had to somewhere along the way forgive.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because you can't do your purpose in life until you forgive the people who have.
You got to learn you got to forgive yourself.
You got to forgive yourself, too.
Yeah, because I was creating the whole issue.
Yes.
I was mad at, they was living, but I'm in my mind creating this issue.
Yes.
Instead of just approaching it and saying, how can we move forward from here?
Yes.
And once I did that, everything kind of opened up for me. And it's showing me that, like when I got home from prison, I had $7 in a bus pass. And now.
And where did they release you from? Where?
Yazoo City, Mississippi.
So
they gave me a bus pass
to
come home.
Okay. I paid for a bus pass.
Yeah.
Okay. Greyhound pass.
I had $7.
Wow.
And from that time to now, I got my organization going.
Okay. So when did you found the organization?
I actually started it in 2014, as soon as I came home.
Okay, so about 3 years.
Yeah.
So you came home focused.
Oh, yeah.
On a mission.
Yeah, and not to show up people. I came to do it the way that they need to see me do it.
Okay.
The right way, the way you're supposed to work hard and get what you get through the sweat of your brow.
Yes.
So I caught the bus
to
classes and stuff like that, and I posted everything I was doing to show people my walk, to show them that you can come from the bottom and move up.
Yeah.
And all you gotta do
is order my steps.
The righteous way. The righteous way.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen overnight. You're not gonna be rich and famous, all that stuff. But
and you're doing it for the right reasons.
It feels good. It feels better than any money.
Yes. And what it's called is what I've learned and how I live, because it's called alignment. We all were born with a purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There's nothing that God didn't create in God's creation that does not have purpose. Every blade of grass has a purpose, and so do you and I.
Yes, ma'am.
And what we've got to learn to do is align ourselves with that purpose. So when you align yourself with that purpose and you honor it and you start to change your life and you start to get in line, everything you need is within your reach. It'll come knock on your door. That's what I'm going through right now and have been going through. And whenever I get out of line, I tried to get this talk show started in Detroit for 6 or 7 years. I was out of line there. I was involved with the wrong person and doing the wrong things. And I could never get it, off the ground. Then God just moved me back to Memphis and I got back in line. And when I tell you the things God lined up for me, I was like, oh my goodness. Man, when you live in alignment, it don't matter what your credit score is. It don't matter what people tell you can't give. You just line up. Line up and say, okay, God.
Man, I was all the way out of line.
Out of line, I'm telling you.
And my wife, me and my wife grew up together.
How long you guys been married?
A year and about 6 months.
Okay. And she's here in the studio too, you guys, and his beautiful daughter.
I've been knowing her since I was about 12.
Okay. So you have to give her reverence for waiting on you.
Oh, yeah. I do. I told her I appreciate it.
Because I probably will drop you off and say, I'll see you 5 years and here's $2 and some change. I'll put a little bit on the book every now and then. No, I'm just kidding. But that's when you know you love somebody. We don't know what love is either. See, that's the other root cause of why relationships are so crazy and life is so crazy and we're not together as a family, because we don't have a realistic and spiritual understanding of what true love is. Right. True love is not that pretty woman, fine man, such and such, and he's so this and sex so good. That is not love.
Right.
And when we learn to love ourselves, number one, really truthfully love God, but you can't love God until you love yourself. That go together.
Yeah, right.
So when you learn to love yourself, then you can show love, emanate love, attract love, and understand that love has nothing to do with people's shape or size and color and blah, 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 blah. Love is about the continuation of the family. That's right. That's why other cultures have arranged marriages, because I learned this from a guy, I said this on the show not long ago. A guy I worked with from India was going home to India to get married in an arranged marriage. Mm-hmm. And we asked all these questions, and when he broke it down to us that the Western culture does not know what love is and what marriage is about, I was like, oh my God, I've never been in love. Because love and marriage means the continuation of the family. Two families marrying each other. So therefore they have courted each other to learn each other, to make sure that the two people who have been chosen, what we call arranged marriage, know that you're marrying someone that can help take care of you, each other, the children, the continuation of the family, to take care of the mother, the dad, the in-laws, and everything, because marriage is about the continuation of the family.
The whole family.
The whole family, not just, I love him and he's so cute and sex so good and blah, 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 she's so pretty and blah, 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 blah. That is not love. And he said that we marry for the wrong reasons. It's why the Western culture, marriages don't stay together.
That's right. Because
we marry for the wrong reason. We bought the fairy tale, the Romeo and the Juliet and the beautiful big wedding, all that. That ain't love. None of us probably really know what true love is, because true love has nothing to do with the physical attraction, the sexual attraction, and all of that. That fades away. That's the first thing that fades away. We don't marry people understanding. Do he know how to pay his bills? Does she know how to take? You know what I mean? Financially responsible and blah, blah, blah. We don't marry for the right. We don't love or date for the right reasons. That's why our Western culture is so felon. We bought the fairy tale. Yeah, right. And so I realized that I've never been in love. No one's ever loved me, because I didn't get nobody I want to help take care of their family. But anyway, we don't know what love is. And I hope that one day I will know what love is. And because now that I understand that it is the continuation of the family and helping someone, we help each other to grow old gracefully and help each other, and the sickness and health, all those things, the vows themselves are true. The sickness and health and all of that. And when you get a divorce, you realize, I didn't sign up for all that in the first place. You have to go through all of these changes, you know, things that you didn't discuss prior to saying I do. It's a business merger, truthfully.
Yeah.
It is. It's the merger of two family businesses.
Exactly.
Two family enterprises merging all of their assets and liabilities into one. Into one. And when you get a divorce, they treat you like the business has dissolved and they got split up all the assets and liabilities, because marriage is a business.
Exactly.
Look at the love. Let's say hi to a few more people here. God, time goes by so fast. Vanessa Barton says, preach, y'all. Paula Weber has joined. Ronnie Levy, I know him. Cynthia says, speak, brother. Phyllis Pickford Mason says, say that. Kathleen Warren, hi. Phyllis says, yes. My friend Karen in Minneapolis has joined. Thank you. Vanessa Barton says, I appreciate this, brother. Gary Haywood joined. Hank Bullard, Nakona Beard, Daryl Fines, Chris Taylor. Robert Hunt says, I see you, young man. You know him?
Yeah, what's up? I got them gifts for you coming too, man. That's one of the guys who helped raise me from the neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He one of a good mentor of mine. He do DJing right now.
Okay.
But he always come through for anything I got going on with the organization or with the community.
Okay.
He's one of the first people to step up. So, man, salute to you.
Okay. So I see that part of your organization, you've honored a lot of people, giving them the Father of the Month. What are the qualifications for Father of the Month? What are you doing to teach? Tell me, let's go back a step. When you got out, what is it that you teach and how do you do it now at Fathers?
My walk.
You lead by example.
By example, that's it. Like I don't have time to talk. Like we've been talked to enough. We've been lied to enough. So I got to show them with my action. Yeah. So now what I do is whenever I'm involved, whatever I'm doing with my kids, I gotta let the guys who got kids see that and see that it's fun to be in your kid's life. Be
active, to be present and active and positive.
It's cool. It's better than going to the club.
It is.
So I just want them to see that side, because on social media and all the things that we look at, they always show the reverse of that.
Yes.
We deadbeat.
Yes.
We don't be involved in.
They always want to show negativity.
Exactly. But I'm going to show all the positive aspects of fatherhood, like how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And guys always complain too, like we don't get no recognition but Father's Day and all this. I got you. I'm gonna give you something every month.
Okay. So every month you have a group of young men that you work with? Or what?
I got on my page, on my social media Father's page, I initially started out the people who post doing things with their kids. I would pick between those people. Okay. But now I know people be working and doing a lot of things, and now really post a lot with their kids. So on my page, but I go through friends and other friends and just whoever I see. If I see guys in the community, if I hear about them, just whoever it is in their month that's doing something with their kids, and I've noticed them, I'm rewarding them. I don't ever tell them. I just see what they're doing, and that's how I reward them.
So are you trying to reach the younger fathers who become fathers 18 and under or older, that little box of window where they're really young and didn't have? Are you having classes with them? Are you having workshops with them? Are you having group outings? Or what are you doing as, other than that? What are you teaching other than by example? What do you do anything like that?
Yeah, we have events.
Events?
Yeah, we have events. We was doing one every month. Okay. But we have interactive events with the fathers and the kids and the fathers and the wives. Yeah. We do, I try to do a grown-up event and 2 kid events. Okay. And every month or every 2 months or something like that. Just try to have some interaction with the fathers. Yes. And I also go out to the community in the Binghamton, Orange Mountain, wherever I'm at. Yeah. When I see guys, I'm going to go and strike up a conversation with them and get on this accord to see what they're doing in their kids' life, what they're doing in the community and stuff like that. And we're about to start having classes. One of my friends, Charlie Golden, he got a lawn care service, Golden Lawn Care. He's actually finna open up like a school for like a trade school.
Yes.
And I'm gonna teach computer repair. He gonna teach lawn care. We can have small gas engines.
Yes, that's a good idea. A friend of mine did that.
Barber school too as well. And
I like to be involved in your group in some way because as you meet people and you, because I like to talk to those people, interview, like the guy you're talking about. But I like to also get involved in some way. You know, you guys are doing something for Leicester Community Center that I donated to yesterday. I like to get involved as much as I can in the teaching element because I am a teacher. And I'm not a teacher by institutionalized standards, but I am a teacher. And we all are teachers, truthfully. Someone's learning something from you, whether you believe it or not, or know it or not. But so we'll talk about that afterwards. I really would like to get involved with your organization a little bit. I have some ideas about things that can help, suggestions and things like that. I really like to be a part of your organization because fathers are important to me, especially teaching the relationship part of just because a mother and father, whether you had a one-night stand and got pregnant or your relationship didn't follow, if you fathered a child and you're a mother with a child, there has to be some relationship between the mother and the father because you are connected to that person for the rest of your life,
right?
Even if it was a one-night stand,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And so people have to learn how to get past parents have to learn to get past what I call the BS of their differences. And because now we have kids got so many step mamas and step daddies and step this and step sisters and step over, and I hate that word step. But we got to learn to bridge the gap so that the children can know who they are, who their parents are, and to get over, they don't need to see their parents at odds, fighting, literally or figuratively.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This is how to get on one accord, even though you're not together. You need to be on one accord when it comes to how you are raising the children, because sometimes kids go to daddy's house on the weekend, he don't have no rules, or he got a whole set of rules, or mama didn't have no rules, and blah 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 blah. These kids are confused.
Right.
It's got 2 minutes, and they got mama got a new boyfriend, got 3 or 4 children, but 3 or 4 baby mamas, daddy got a new girlfriend, got babies, you know what I mean? It's just so convoluted that the kids don't even know what a real solid love and foundation is, because it's a revolving door. Mom and daddy got men, mama got men going in and out, and daddy got women going in and out, and they just constantly seeing this rotating door, revolving door. They have no clue what love is.
That's right. That's right. I know when I was growing up, I think about this a lot. When I was growing up, I always saw my granddad taking my grandma to the store. Or
to the grocery store, wherever.
He always
took her, he drove her.
I don't see that no more.
No, my dad did too. My mom couldn't drive.
My granddad did a lot of stuff that I don't see, that we don't do now.
That what's that word is? I would say it's dead now. It starts with the M. I can't even think of it. But it's like we don't have that instruct. Like when my granddad used to come to the house, everybody know to sit down, be quiet, get where you're supposed to be at. Kids don't have no respect for him now.
None. Yeah, if grandparent come in the house now, they twerking with the kids. That don't even make no sense.
You're not lying.
How you gonna twerk with your grandkids?
So at some point, and I do believe this, that when I turned 18, my dad used to go out every Friday. He was down on Cafe, Tillman Johnson, Scott Street, you know. So when I turned 18 and I got a car, they signed for my first car. And I went out to some club, me and my friends. I got home by 3 o'clock in the morning, and he got home by 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was so scared, you know. And so he called me in the room, and he's like, look, both of us can't be coming in the house at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, okay, Dad. He said, so I'm done. He never went out no more. He said, you don't look right with your daddy and the daughter coming in at the same time.
Exactly.
You know, he's like, I got to give it up. And he stopped hanging out and going to the cafe. And, you know, I wasn't at the same cafes and clubs, disco at that time. But he knew that his time was up.
It's over.
It's over. You can't be coming to the house with your kids now. Us coming in at the same time.
Nowadays,
they all in the club together.
And the fathers is in the club with the friends' daughters.
Oh yeah.
How is you my partner, but you date my
daughter?
Come on, man. Like it's a problem.
It's a problem
in our community. In our community,
say it, brother.
We don't accept responsibility for our actions.
We don't.
We gotta man.
And that young man won't. That man. How would you like it if somebody was going out with your daughter? That was your pipe. You know what I mean? There are no borders, no guidelines, no boundaries, no. It's a free for all today.
And that's what we're trying to change. Like I'm trying to show the correct order, how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we gonna get out of the rut we in as a community or as Black people. That's the only way we get out is that we get in the right order.
Yes.
Like you said, we gotta align ourselves. So as long as we don't do that, well, as long as nobody's showing us how to do that, we gonna keep going down the same road.
People said this is old-fashioned, but the elders of the village, historically until our generation, they were the ones who were responsible for teaching us. And we were responsible for respecting them. They demanded respect. They wanted respect. We had to respect them. You know what I mean? Right. And they kept us in line. Nowadays, no one can tell the children anything. These young girls don't want you to tell their kids nothing. You know, you can't tell them leave it alone. You're going to get hit by a car. They don't want you to tell them anything. But they weren't taught that. You know, even to hold a door for an elderly person if they're going through the grocery store or coming out of a building or whatever. These kids, they're out of control, and it's no one's fault but ours. But ours. We cannot blame. When we're so busy giving that we stop teaching. And when you start teaching a generation of children morals and values, this is the result we're getting right now. Every time you turn on the TV, that's the result of a generation of kids that grew up without morals and values, without the respect of Big Mom and Big Daddy.
Exactly. You know? Now I'm 41, so I got to be out there trying to teach them.
Yes.
I got to. It's my time to do this.
Yes.
It's not my time to be shooting basketball no more.
Yeah.
I got to be going to somebody's game. I can't be out there shooting no more.
Yeah.
So I can show them what to do when the basketball over with.
Yes. Now, and give them some values to what they can do, because everybody want to be a hoop star, all the boys. Everybody want to be a basketball player or a rapper.
I'm 40 and I'm still in the community center hooping with somebody that's 16, and I still got an NBA dream at 40. I'm destroying his dream. I ain't even trying to teach him how to do that or the steps it takes. You know,
that's true.
We got to man up.
We got to say it again.
You just got to man up.
Man up, man.
And there's some guys that's part of the organization. I got to shout them out because they man up.
Yes.
You know, like Lorenzo,
Zoe.
Chris Taylor, that's my friend. He in South Dakota. Chris, Bobby, I got it's so many people that's on my page that I've given awards to. Some I haven't. Some coaches that I have, some I haven't. And
look at the love.
Just bringing the positive energy to the whole thing.
Yes.
Now when I go back in the community, it ain't no negative energy coming my way. People don't come up to me like, hey man, you want to buy some weed? They don't do that no more.
Yes.
When I come around, they be like, hey, can you help me find a job? Or can you help me get a car or something like that? So it's how you put yourself out there and what you're going to get back.
Yes. And so that's what I like to be a part of too, because I like to, I've developed a program about teaching interview skills, how to go and look for a job online, how to talk and present yourself, and entrepreneur classes. So I'd love to work with your organization to teach some of those skills that I know, because when you know, Maya Angelou says, when you learn, teach. Exactly. When you learn, you teach. So I would love to, get with you and start some classes about job hunting and finding your purpose and all of those things. You know, it's not just for boys, but for young girls too.
I mean, all my resources are available for women as well.
Because you can't heal. My philosophy here at You Are My Sister is, if you heal the woman, you heal the world. However, you can't heal the woman if you don't heal the man. Exactly. You can't have a world full of well women and all the men sick.
Broke,
broke or whatever. So we need each other.
Yes, ma'am.
We need each other. And without each other, and which is where we are now, every man for himself, it seems. But without each other, we lose who we are as a people, period. As a human society of people, not about race and color and all that kind of stuff, but we need each other. And without each other, when a child is born and he's not loved, that is not just the mother and father's fault. That child becomes a problem of the community.
Community fault. That's the community fault.
You know what I'm saying?
If I see a kid in the community that's 13, 14, and he walk past me with a gun, and I don't say nothing, and then he kills somebody or get killed, that's my fault.
That is.
I could have stopped it.
Yes.
But
people won't say anything anymore.
I'm saying this to all the men that's my age.
Yes.
Quit being scared.
They're
just kids.
They're just kids.
Yeah, and they respect you. They respect your voice.
Yes.
If you go to them the right way now, when you go to them like a kid, they're going to act like kids. But as far as I know and from my experience, everybody I talk to, even like the worst of the worst gang members.
Yes.
When I go talk to them, they regular people. Like people don't, this is what they told me.
Okay.
People just don't give them a chance to let them know who they really are.
Yes, they don't. They
so they start acting out and being somebody who they not.
They're looking for love.
That's all they're looking for is love.
When they join gangs and they get involved in these criminal activities and all of this, they are looking for love that they did not get in their childhood.
Exactly.
That's just the honest to God truth.
Exactly.
They're looking for love and power, and they don't know the right way to go. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't get it at home.
Exactly.
The home should be a foundation. And when you grow up without a foundation, build a house without a foundation and see will it stand up. You know what I'm saying? So let's say hi to a few more people here. Gary Hayward has joined, Hank Bullard, Nakona Beard, you know them? Daryl Thames said, and Chris Taylor says, preach. And Robert Hunt says, I see you, young man. Let's see. Phyllis Pippert Mason says, you did it again, Afro. Insightful show. Thank you. And Arvin Bell says, love this conversation. Valerie,
one of my partners. Graduated with.
How you pronounce his name? Arvin. Arvin. Hi, Arvin. Jalisa Saulter.
That's my little sister.
And your little sister says, my big brother, I'm so proud of you. And Valerie Borland says, sad but true. Eartha Jackson has joined. James Hughlett, you know them? Bernice Sellers Cox. Thank you guys for joining. This has been a great conversation. It's 7 o'clock. We're going to get on just a little bit longer here today. We're going to continue just about a few more minutes. How can we get involved? How can people donate to your cause? I mean, I know you have this thing you're doing now with Leicester Community Center, but people out there, we need to find ways. We don't need to find ways. There are ways out there to do something with our money to help organizations like his to reach people who are genuinely trying to make the world a better place. And that's what you are doing. That's what I'm doing with my life, trying to make the world a better place. So tell us how we can donate to Fathers. And tell us again what Fathers stands for.
Again, the acronym, Fathers is an acronym that stands for focusing attention towards helping enrich relationships spiritually. And the reason why it's that is because you are spirit. You are a spirit. You know? We all are spirit. We're spirit. They're taking on a physical life and a physical body. And we got to understand that and who we are spiritually. Who we are spiritually. Yes. And connect with each other spiritually. Yes. That way the color leaves. Yes. And we can start getting on with the real business. So, and we got PayPal account. Okay. PayPal. Where can they go to donate to? You have a website? Actually, our website is down right now. It's down, yeah. Okay. It's about to be published. She just got to publish it. Okay. And it'll be back up this week. Okay. What was it? Is it fathers.com or fathers? Let me make sure I get this right. And I'll post it on my page too. Is it the same, Sean? Just check us out on Fathers on Facebook. Yeah. Okay. I'm posting a link for it. We're going to post it. Okay. My wife gonna post a link for the PayPal and the Fathers organization on the Fathers organization page. I share it on my page. Okay. It's Fathers, and that's Fathers, the acronym Fathers with F.A.T.H.E.R.S. Fathers has a Facebook page that you can go to, and they're gonna post a link. Every dollar counts. Yeah, and we also we were just granted a property. In the Binghamton Community from Shelby County Land Bank that we finna remodel and provide affordable housing for fathers. So we taking up donations for that. We got a link on the page for that as well. And we doing a Christmas giveaway. We do Christmas giveaway every year. We did youth villages last year. This year we doing Leicester Prep.
Yes.
We're doing the basketball, boys and girls basketball team. So we're gonna get them some gifts for Christmas. And we got a link. We're taking up donations for that too.
Yeah, I think that's the one I donated
yes,
to.
Ma'am,
yeah,
yes, ma'am. And that's pretty much what we got going right now. Trying to take care of the kids for Christmas. The ones who don't have a father figure in their life. And to the fathers who got kids that go to Leicester, y'all can help us out too. And come up to the gym when we give out the presents and be a presence for the kids up there. Just come and show support.
Yeah, I have to be there too when y'all do that. I may bring a camera crew when we cover that.
Oh yeah. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, I might do. You let me know the date, and I'll get my producer, and we can come out and record that for you and put it on Facebook or whatever. Yeah, because Binghamton is where Binghamton nurtured me. The village was in effect in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
So I grew up in the village of Binghamton when we could walk anywhere in the community and be safe.
Be cool.
And be safe. And I'd like to see it return to that. And I think that all of our communities could return to that if we just invest back into our communities.
That's right.
Every little dollar counts when you're given to an organization who is truly giving back and helping and making a difference, and you can see the manifestation and the fruition of what you've given for what I believe is responsible giving. Look at the love. So if you guys have any questions, we're running a little over today, but it's okay. If you guys have any questions right now that you'd like to ask Detrick or suggestions or anything, make a comment before we go off today, because we're already a little bit over time, and I have enjoyed this conversation. It is a much needed conversation that needs to happen in our communities. We need our fathers to be fathers.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In other words, we need our men to be men, to be not males, because there's a difference between being a male and a man.
That's right. That's right.
A man is the one who takes responsibility for his thoughts, actions, and deeds. That's what a man is.
That's right.
It's not that he's not going to make any mistakes or do anything wrong. He takes responsibility and accountability for his thoughts, actions, and deeds. That is a man. Owning up to what he did and saying, okay, I did it, and here's what I'm going to do to handle it or fix it or make it right or whatever. That's what a man is, being responsible. And it's easy to be responsible. It's no excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it ain't always fun, but it's easy.
It's easier than what you leave behind, because it never goes away. Whatever you leave lacking, it follows you the rest of your life.
Yeah, you're right.
It follows you even when you die. With the things that you leave left undone or left taken care of, it lasts beyond your death. People still fighting over your money, your, you know what I mean? Who's who? And you die, and all these women coming to the funeral saying, I'm his wife, or these his kids. You know what I'm saying? So there's so much that riding on your shoulders as men, and we're tired of bearing all the burdens.
Yeah, I'm tired of y'all having to, really, because we shouldn't get off easy.
No.
And leave everything up to the woman. That's not fair. That ain't the way God ordained it to be. Yeah.
And Louis Farrakhan says something that people are putting on their pages a lot. And he says, men, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he says, if a woman is taking care of you, that means if you're living with her and you ain't paying the bills and you ain't got it together, she cannot respect you as a man. It's just the bottom line.
No, you're a child.
You're a child. And that could be your wife taking care of you. You're not being responsible and being you want to be the head, but you're acting like the tail. You can't wag and tail can't be wagging and your head, you know what I mean?
Right. That don't mean like you're not gonna come and have issues.
No.
You might have potholes and things that happen in your life. That's what your wife is there for. That's what you there for, to help
each other.
But you know what you're supposed to do as a man.
Yeah.
No, you can't leave all the burden on your wife to raise the kids, cook, work, cut the yard.
Yeah. Come on, you come home and get a 40 and slouch in the chair. Watch the game.
Now my wife, she loves cutting the yard and fixing the lawnmower. She do all this type of stuff. It's cool.
Y'all gotta understand it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If she need me help, she know I'm out there right with her.
Yeah. And it's okay. She enjoys that.
Yeah. And I just want other guys to see like it's nothing wrong with being in love. It ain't nothing wrong with having a good relationship. And
that sounds like a song I need to write. Ain't nothing wrong with being in love.
Actually,
it's a beautiful thing.
This is the best time of my life.
Oh wow!
This in my 41 years I've been on basketball, going to college, everything I've done. This time right here is the best time in my life because I got my wife.
Yes.
I got my family.
Okay.
But, when I grew up, like I said, my mom was 15, my dad went there, so I really didn't have a sense of family.
Yes.
We had a family,
yes.
and it was cool, but we didn't have that sense of togetherness.
Yes.
And I got there now. And I just want to show other guys
that even though you didn't have it, you can still get it. You know?
I don't have to have a 600 Benz or a Jag and all that. I got a Honda Accord. I'm cool with it. But as long as my family okay, that's more important to me than material things.
Yes, it is.
And if I can change my community before I get a Benz, I'm gonna go change my community.
Say it, brother.
I can't be driving around and some kid in the community ain't got nothing to eat. That don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
So I'm just asking all my brothers to help me. Like I've been doing this for like 3 years without nobody really helping. Mm-hmm. We get donations here and there when we do stuff, but now it's time to move forward, stand ahead. I got a 501c3 that's legit. Yeah. And I came from prison, so if I did that, then if you never been to prison, you don't have nothing. What's your excuse? Yes. You got to be a better father, a better man than you been instead of making excuses. It ain't no white man's fault that you ain't doing it. It's yours.
It's not. And kids don't need Jordans, y'all.
Nah.
They don't need Air Jordans. They don't need Xboxes. They don't need, designer clothes and material things. They need their fathers.
And it's cool to get them an iPhone and all. That's cool, but when you get it for them, tell them to look up information that's worth something. Yes. Instead of just being on social media and all that. Tell them to do some history. Look at research.
Educate themselves. Yes. Teach them how to learn finances, because that's something that's missing in our lives. No one taught us how to teach financial literacy, and that's something else I'd like to be a part of teaching as well. Financial literacy. That's because that's financial literacy means don't go out and buy a Jaguar when you know you're behind on your child support.
That's a lot of our problems.
You know what I'm saying?
And then we'll go, like the child support system is terrible.
It's terrible.
And don't get me wrong.
It wasn't meant for the child or the mother or the father.
It wasn't meant for none of it. No. It's just meant for them to get some money.
Off it, yes.
But in the event you own child support, pay it. Why would you want to go to jail?
Thank you.
Or why would you
not want your child to be taken care of?
I know a lot of guys be like, well, I ain't gonna do it because the mother gonna do what she wanna do. That don't got. That's just like me saying I ain't gonna pay my tithe because the preacher gonna buy a Cadillac. That ain't got nothing to do with me. As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, she gotta take into account what she do. Yeah. As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, the child gonna know. Yeah. And the child gonna respect you for that. Yes. So you just gotta do what you're supposed to do and quit being petty.
Yes, that's what it is.
I ain't got time to be arguing with my baby mama about that. Ain't got nothing to do with my daughter elevating. We ain't finna argue. Yeah, that's the truth. And believe me, the little child support that they pay, me and pay, we're not going out doing and getting to no man or nothing. I ain't enough to buy tennis shoes. If you could buy an ounce of weed, you can pay your child support. That's the truth. Say that, brother. I know a lot of guys that get high every day, but don't take care of their kids. Yes. Like, that's not right. Yeah. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, just because you my partner, I'm going to agree with it. Yes. No, I'm going to hold you accountable. There you go. I'm going to hold you accountable. You got to take care. If you're going to be around me, you got to take care of your kids or you can't come around me. Yeah, because truthfully, birds of a feather do flock together. Look at the love. It's about going on 7:15, and we're about to close. But what I would like to do before we close is there's no way that I can just have you on and you talk about your beautiful family, and they are here in the studio. So I'm going to ask her, do you want to come on and just say hi? Well, you come on.
We're gonna. What's her name? What's LaShondra? Come on in, sweet sister. I need to hug you because you got a brother who loves you. This is LaShondra. Come on, this is his beautiful wife. And to have a man come on and talk about his beautiful family, that is something to be cherished and revered, in my opinion. This is his beautiful daughter. Come on, just hold your head up, sweetie. Look in the camera. Look just like her mama. This is what love looks like, you guys. It's the second time on the show, on the You Are My Sister show, that I've had a family on that is the picture of love. Come on, look around. We got to show you. She's sleeping. Thank you, guys. Okay, you can go back and lay down now. But you are a blessed woman. You are a blessed woman. Thank you guys so much. Well, that is it for today's show. Thank you so much. Man, you got a lot of information. You could just God all over you. All over, all around, and all in you. I'm glad. We need more brothers to walk in the righteousness of God. Thank you guys so much. That is the show for today. Next Sunday, December the 3rd, I'm going to be interviewing another one of mine. He's my son, too. His name is Sean Williams. He's a writer, director, producer. He drew the cover to my first book, You Are My Sister. He's doing his thing here in Memphis. We're going to talk about Memphis is now the next Hollywood. Right. We write, directing, producing plays, movies, everything. I'm one of those people writing some of those things. So he's going to be on. His name is Sean Williams. His stage name, if you will, is K Cutter Productions. Oh, K Cutter. You know K Cutter? Everybody know K Cutter. And I'm going to be talking to him next week about all the success that he's had as a writer, director, and a producer here in Memphis. So I will see you next Sunday. Happy Thanksgiving. This is the Thanksgiving weekend. We've had such a good time. You will be back. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yes, he will be back, and I will see you next week. This is F.A.T.H.E.R.S at the You Are My Sister Talk Show, home of F.I.G. Productions, where we don't employ people. We empower them. Right, see you next time. God bless you.